Israeli advisor to meet U.S. officials on war in Gaza Live Updates show title hide Title III American soldiers were injured in the attack in Iraq. Fox 4 News An advisor to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with Secretary of State Antony Blinken and other U.S. officials on Tuesday to talk about the war in Gaza at a time when fighting in the region is escalating. Tensions with militant groups are rising and calls for a ceasefire are growing. Israeli Minister of Strategic Affairs Ron Dermer traveled to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday for face-to-face consultations with Blinken and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on a range of issues related to the conflict in Gaza and Israel's return. There are hostages being held by Hamas, National Security Council spokeswoman Adrienne Watson said. The meeting took place a day after Netanyahu promised to continue the war until Hamas is defeated. During his visit to northern Gaza on Monday, Netanyahu said, "Whoever is talking about stopping, there is no such thing. The war will continue until the end. Until we finish it." Civilians sheltering in refugee camps in the central region of Gaza have been under intense ardment since the weekend. On Tuesday, residents told the Associated Press of a night of shelling and airstrikes that rocked the Nuseyrat, Maghazi and Bureij camps. Israel ordered the evacuation of the area, further limiting Palestinians' options for finding safety. In addition, 1.9 million people have been displaced in the battered region. According to UNRWA, the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, the death toll among Israeli soldiers since start of the ground offensive rose to 156 over weekend. Improvements end proof. The Pentagon announced Tuesday that a U.S. Navy destroyer and American fighter jets shot down 12 unmanned aerial vehicles, 3 anti-ship ballistic missiles and 2 land attack cruise missiles fired by the Yemen-based Houthis in the southern Red Sea over a 10-hour period. U.S. Central Command said no injuries or ship damage were reported in the area. End proof. There is a communications blackout in Gaza for at least the 6th time since the war began in October. Paltel and Jawwal, 2 of the region's largest mobile providers, said services were disrupted due to ongoing aggression. End proof. On efforts to distribute humanitarian aid in Gaza may be hampered by Israel's decision to no longer grant automatic visas agency employees, but instead evaluate them on an individual basis. Israel accuses the UN of being complicit with Hamas. End proof. On Tuesday, from Lebanon to St. Petersburg in the north of Israel, 9 Israeli soldiers were injured in response to a missile attack on St. Mary's Greek-Orthodox Ikrit Church. 2 civilians were injured in what the Israeli army said was an attack by Lebanon-based Hezbollah. End proof. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and the country's Revolutionary Guard vowed to avenge the Israeli airstrike that killed Guard advisor General Seyed Razi Mousavi in the Syrian Sea.